You down? You down with A.I.P? Yeah, you know me. Anything is possible to create the key. On the mic, I'm the truth, no fantasy. Podcast flow, old school vibe guaranteed. A.I.P, every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than a philosopher's prose. We planting seeds, watch how it grows. Jumped on the beat like a classic cassette. Late night talk, the vibe you won't forget. Dropping wisdom gems, the grind is set. Every story told, ain't no limits met. You open the mind, the world opens wide. On this podcast, real thoughts collide. From the cooks in the kitchen to the suits we chide. Dreams get bigger when the truth's supplied. Sip on success like it's poured in a mug. Real talk, no BS, no need for a shrug. In your ear like an anthem, snug as a hug. Tune in, feel the buzz, plug after plug. A.I.P, every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than a philosopher's prose. We planting seeds, watch how it grows. A.I.P, every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than a philosopher's prose. We planting seeds, watch how it grows. 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 Rare. In the swamp where the secrets lay thick. Whispers in the shadows, they hit like a brick. Talking with the moon, got the stars in a twist. Truth or illusion, the facts get dismissed. Talking with conspiracy, whispers in the air. Truth in the trenches, but who really care? From the dirty south where the legends get made. Stories in the dark, watch the shadows parade. Slick tongues spin tales like a spider on a thread. Hood prophets preach knowledge while the streets stay fed. Voices echo deep where the rivers don't flow. Lost truths buried under where the cold winds blow. Heavy bass thump, got the block hypnotized. Mysteries unfold under blood red skies. Voices in the static, they creep through the scene. Street sermons spill truths, but they cut like a guillotine. Talking with conspiracy, whispers in the air. Truth in the trenches, but who really care? From the dirty south where the legends get made. Stories in the dark, watch the shadows parade.
All you ever hear about in this country is our differences. It's all they ever talk about. Politicians and the media always pushing the things that separate us, things that make us different. That's the way the ruling class operates in any society. They divide the rest of the people. They keep the lower and the middle classes fighting with each other so that they, the rich, can run off with all the fucking money. Fairly simple thing. Fairly simple thing happens to work. Anything that's different about us, you know that's what they're pushing at you. Racial differences, religious, ethnic, national backgrounds, jobs, income, education, social status, sexuality, anything they can do to keep us fighting with each other so that they can keep going to the bank.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club.
Keep it home, baby.
Welcome everybody back to the A.I.P channel where anything is possible. Tonight, I might have to solo run for a little while. I might have to solo run the whole night. Who knows? But we're still going to have fun. And okay, make sure I had the right mic hooked up. I thought I did. So appreciate y'all. The chat is already kicking. I remember to schedule the YouTube so it actually for people can see it coming up instead of being last second go poof, here it is. Let's see if we can shout out the chat. We got real quick on YouTube. We got Wally's World 420. We got Watt Life. We got Sweets. Bad Nurses in the house. South Cedar Paranormal. Mr. James is here. We got Tate. And then we got on the Rumble side, we got Hiker, we got Talmud Terry, we got James and Sweets hanging out over there too. So we got a good chat. We're just starting off, so it's only the beginning. So try to have a little fun looking at my phone. Hopefully, what's up, Monique? Let's see, we're gonna have a little fun. It's I guess we'll start off with hopefully some good news. Hopefully some good news. Well, it is good news. I'll say it that way. And hopefully it stays good news. So, how's my screen looking? Okay. I want it bigger. Let's put me down here and small over here. There we go. All right. For one's listening, says Mr. Donald J. Trump says he's very proud to announce that Israel and Hamas has both signed off on the first phase of our peace plan. It means all the hostages will be released very soon, and Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed upon line as the first steps towards a strong, durable, and everlasting peace. All parties will be treated fairly. This is a great day for the Arab and Muslim world, Israel, all surrounding nations, and the United States of America. And we thank the mediators of Qatar, Egypt, Turkey, who made this happen. So hopefully, maybe, yeah, we need them. We need them checks. I need one of them checks for real, Wally. I'll be all right. So hopefully we got peace. Clandestine made me laugh when I said here. It says, you guys remember that one time when the Democrats said Trump was literally Hitler and tried to throw him in jail, then tried to kill him and end up bringing peace. And he didn't end up bringing peace in the Middle East. That was awesome. Hopefully it is. Hopefully there is going to be some. The White House announced the same thing. And here's them actually in Hamas, not Hamas, actually in the Gaza Strip, celebrating. Actually yelling Donald Trump's name. What in the world? If you had that on your bingo card for today, I'll be surprised. I sure didn't. That's why like the title is nowhere near none of that stuff like that. We still got a lot of stuff going on over here. It's nice to see some of that stuff going on over there. Yeah, weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. It was an old Iraq. That's the only reason we went over there and pull out Saddam after we put him in there. But that's another story for another day. Another story for another day. As y'all seen the title, it's got some speculation. I hope we're wrong. We'll see. We'll see if I'm wrong or if I'm right. Hopefully I am what we're going to talk about. Hopefully I am wrong. We'll see how it goes. What in the world is going on here? You won't let me repost my own show. Let me repost everybody else's show. Stupid Rumble. So make sure you hit the little like, hit the if you're on Rumble, hit the repost for me. Help me out. Give me a little hand. Little pat on the back. If you don't mind. But I guess we can get back, serious. The title had Insurrection Act coming, federal funding for crime, and digital ID coming. So I want to, yeah, so that's what I wanted to talk about tonight. That's interesting. I seen a pretty good video on Israel earlier today. I ain't gonna be able to, it's like an hour and a half, so I ain't gonna be able to play it, but it's very interesting. Um it might it brought a lot of some of it I knew, some of it was just it was a good way of bringing a good light to it. So some of that situation over there. But we can start. Let me check my phone again. No texts from nobody. Which I know Jamie said he might be late if he even shows up because he's working late. And I don't know, Dave. Hopefully all is good with Dave. So you keep hearing on the Insurrection Act. We keep hearing people top off about the top off. Which word did I want? I want pop off. Yeah, I'll get my words right in a second. Where certain cities are sitting there talking about how they're not going to allow certain things, even calling for a light civil war. Talking about maybe leaving this nation. It's crazy, crazy, crazy talk. Especially in Chicago. Illinois has been the biggest one. They actually just really talking all kinds of crazy stuff. And hopefully, because of that, it doesn't bring us into, using the indirect. I'm trying to find the absolute the article so I could read it word for word and not because I don't want to screw my words here. That way, in case Trump has to use the Insurrection Act with the 10 USC 251-255, the president can deploy the National Guard to suppress insurrections, rebellions, or to enforce federal laws if a state is unable or unwilling to maintain order. So if Chicago's mayor they deem it that it's going to be like an insurrection over there, then he could move troops in to take over. Hope it don't happen. Kind of my leaning was coming down the pipeline because of the way everything's going. More you look at it, the more you see. Absolutely crazy times we are living in. But we got possibly peace in the Middle East. No. We don't have peace on the streets right now. We got digital IDs to our friends across the pond and a whole bunch of other nations. They're pushing it all at the same time. So 17 countries so far rolled out or passed digital IDs in the last 3 months. 17. And it's You got the EU, the UK, Laos, China, Taiwan, Mexico, Zambia, Canada, Ethiopia, Thailand, Vietnam, Australia, Costa Rica, Switzerland, and Papua New Guinea, which, of course, there's all kinds of major protests going on, like in Vietnam. And in the UK too, they're protesting, and I've seen videos today that they're fighting back. Um, is it a little too late? I don't know. It's a good question. I do have, if y'all hang out to the end, as always, we do have a bunch of good vibe animal videos, and so it should be good. I got a Dave on the way, so I'm gonna back up and punt on the politics. I want Dave's opinion on some of the stuff, so we're gonna back up and punt on that. Let me show you some random tech stuff while we're waiting on Dave to get here. He should be here soon. Showing, of course, this is on October 1st, talking about the last time for my generation, and this is going to sound something, bring back your childhood here. Yeah, AOL actually shut off all their modem. Who the hell was still using AOL dial-up modem? That's what I want to know. Who in the world? And the way the websites are set up, they everything's turned up. As we get faster internet, everybody's, well, we can put more shit on these websites. So it's like, yeah, you got mail. And so, like, we need all the bandwidth and all the internet we have now to even compete, even to get on some of these websites. I mean, what were they doing with AOL? I guess they enjoyed their you got mail pop up. I used to have it on one of my computers later on, like 10 years or more ago, on one of the where you change the sounds. I actually had that sound where it pop up every time I got an email. Now that thing would drive me nuts now. It'd be like, you. It'd be like a remix. James, this is nothing to worry about right here. Nothing to worry about. Just a Optimus robot learning kung fu.
Wait, so this one was.
Watch out, Shadow. Lay down. I don't know if y'all see Shadow or not. There you go. Lay down. Come on. But yeah, nothing to worry about there. Just robots learning kung fu. Cause he just, yeah, Wally. That's kind of cool and scary at the same time. Absolutely. Uh, Here's something to be concerned about. I think starting December, Amazon's Ring cameras will scan and recognize faces. So facial recognition technology into your Ring camera. Of course, it's connected to the internet, so they'll know whoever comes to your door. That's nice. They can have access to a data log. Yeah, Matt Sal, the Real Steel movie. Maybe so, Monique. I don't know. We might get a chance to try a couple more years. 2030 is right around the corner, so we might get that chance. But yeah, facial recognition software in the Ring cameras. I don't know. What do y'all think on that? I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's oh yeah, absolutely. This is just what they're allowing us to see, Wally, and they got some evil shit. I'm sure working on. And speaking of computers, we'll pop it back in a little positive. Check out this crazy thing. I just thought about the music might catch me. I don't know. If it does, it does. I'll just edit it out. But yeah, that's crazy right there. It's some kind of tank simulation, I guess. The uh, there we go. That's I can't read that, but that's what it is right there. Whatever that says right there in the middle, that's what it is. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, that's for a video game. All that right there is for a video game. Funny on the beginning where he falls as soon as he jumps in. Busts his ass. Wait, no date. What's up, Silver Patriot? Appreciate you coming on. This a little fun little cartoon reminder. Some people don't want to be saved. You can show them the way. It don't matter. They'll absolutely just whatever brainwash shit's in their head, they're gonna keep on keeping on. That don't mean not to try, but yeah. Yeah, we'll get on the politics stuff in just a second. Like I said, Trump bringing peace to the Middle East. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But until then, now we got to worry about this damn thing. According to this guy, he claims CERN opened a portal and contacted Draco reptilians on 3i Atlas. So we're going to hit some conspiracy right here for sure. See what these think. What do y'all think on this?
CERN, they've used their collider to open up a portal to communicate with extraterrestrial beings.
Well,
And one of them are the occupants from 3i Atlas.
to be clear, CERN already has a room and a technology to open a portal to talk to extraterrestrials.
Yes,
But recently, they also used it to communicate with the beings on 3i Atlas.
that's correct.
Okay, go
Yes. So those beings introduced themselves as such, like we are the occupants of this object, and they did not show up physically. They show up as holograms. Now, they apparently showed up as holograms. They looked tall, that's what she said, and they communicated telepathically with every single scientist in the room.
on. Wow.
And they all got the same message, which is that they are coming in peace, and they're just trying to come over here to gather all the star seeds of this planet.
So when you remote viewed, did you pick up on that intention as well?
Yes and no. I believe that the direct reptilians, will be coming to Earth, but as to know what the exact intent, that I couldn't really say.
Well, this is an extraordinary development.
It is.
You remote viewed 3i Atlas. Did you do that on your own, or were you tasked with this assignment?
I was tasked by the same intelligence people I'm working with to look at the object, because they also had concerns. But what I saw as a remote viewer was a mothership with occupants on board, and they were mostly direct reptilian occupants.
Okay.
That's what I saw as a remote viewer.
And that was corroborated by other remote viewers seeing the same thing.
That's correct. Yes,
The ship and Draco.
that's correct. One of them is John Vivanco, who is also a known remote viewer, and he announced it publicly as well. And other people from the Stargate program as well. So they basically all came up with the same idea.
Lizard people. Lizard people coming. What do y'all think on that? What do y'all think on that remote viewing and stuff? It's y'all think it's possible? I've talked about it before. We talked about it before, and I've done a show on it, pre-recorded show on it. That and psychometry and some interesting stuff. Yeah, CERN has me concerned sometimes. They be doing some stuff. Scientists are going to be the ones that kill us all. Scientists are going to be the ones that kill us all. What would you do if you turned around and was renovating your house and you found this? An ancient spy map. Yeah, yeah. We got I can see that, and that's what it, I've heard people say that, that's when you're actually, you know, when you're being a medium actually, is talking to, some evil spirits and stuff, um, you got to be careful, you have to have a, kind of a spirit that helps you, keeps you in your line, keeps you not talking to the wrong ones. What I've heard so many people talk about, like, uh, I can't think of her name right now. Cindy Kaza. That's who I'm thinking about. Like Cindy Kaza and stuff. I've heard her say that a bunch of times over the years. Um, brother Willie, and we got Conspiracy Queen on the YouTube. We got Bat. What's up, Bat? We got Lily up in house also. We got we got chat rock and roll today. This is noise. So Brother Dave will be here in just a little bit, so I'm just kind of random, putting some of my random stuff out there, and we haven't been able to get to some of the random stuff. We've been kind of hardcore, so it's kind of nice to hit some of this stuff, some funnier stuff, I guess, than all the seriousness going around.
So we put everybody through a body scanner to make sure that they're not trying to bring guns and knives and drugs into the
Florida.
jail. Well, you might have thought Walter was bringing drugs into the jail. He brought a thermos into the jail.
He needed soup.
He put it up the exit ramp. You know what I mean? A thermos about this size. No, it wasn't this one. So we put
I can see that. I can see they're painting everything. An esoteric worldview. I was sitting there looking at this earlier. The WF is just a bunch of evil fuckers. That's all there is to it. If you're part of the WF, you're evil, and your mind is not right. Basically, he was just saying some people can travel, and some you just let them use VR.
There'll be people
to help with
of
CO2
means who are going to travel, and then there's going to be people maybe who of lesser means who might actually be able to use an Oculus or a Magic Leap or some other kind of device to travel to the same place, but from their own couch. But in many ways, it's actually going to create even more distance between those two people. That psychologically, and I think that we've experienced this through social media. In many ways, it's brought people closer in certain ways, but actually created this remarkable divide because it's even more visible, actually, the divide in certain ways. There's going to be people.
And during this thing, they said that he could actually a CO2 tracker tax. People could sell their CO2 credits back. So they're gonna keep you at home, stuck at home, can't do nothing because you're gonna sell all your credits so you can go turn around, and then of course the big elitists can use their credits that they buy from you because they got the money, so they can go around and do their vacations and traveling. I seen Sam Tripoli, which some don't like Sam Tripoli, I understand, but he made a comment about they want to do away with airplanes and stuff like that. and they're going to do away with flight because for everybody, because that's what one of the reasons they want to push to these 15-minute cities, because they can't put you all in a box. They can't keep you all in that one spot. That was the reason for pushing for electric cars. It's not for the sake of the environment. You're not saving the environment when you're mining cobalt and you're digging big old freaking holes and destroying the land. Just like down in Brazil, they're going to have that big conference for helping save the world for the environment, and they destroyed thousands of acres, hundreds of acres, I know at least, or I think it was over 1,000 of rainforest to build a road so they could do the conference. So yeah, it's crazy. What's up, Anti? What's up, Indy? So we got a good rock and roll chat going today. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Brother Dave will be here in just a second. I know he will. So we'll bring me down small. Here we go. We don't need to see all me. Hey, we're up to 18 viewers at one time. Doing good. Appreciate y'all. Check out this. They're in Canada.
Respect the nation that welcomed you.
Full armor.
Suffering for so many people. A day when thousands of lives were injured and lost in the most horrific way imagined. Many families are still grieving. Make no mistake, unite us.
Yeah, I know Brother Dave. He's lurking in the background. It's 2:30 in the morning for him, so, or 3 o'clock now. So, yeah, man, wearing a full Crusader outfit. I guess I wonder if since the peace is coming with all this Palestinian protests and stuff stop now, or wait and see. Wait and see. I did not see that, Queen. I did not see that. Bible Gateway app is down in the UK. Doesn't surprise me none. They probably pissed off, the Muslims over there. Just like dogs and anything else. Yeah, online safety, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. BS. But if they decide they want to try to bring digital ID over here, I hope everybody in the chat and everybody listening and everybody in the nation stops it. Goes and says, do not whatsoever, do not comply, do not pass code. Because this is what it could be here with some social credit score. All these Chinese are homeless because their credit score ain't where it needs to be. At least they're sleeping, though, better than California, and they're all so drugged up. They're just standing there looking like a still picture. Crazy stuff. But this is what we could see in our lifetime. Yeah, it's more to it than the real ID, Mr. Willie. They want where it's all digital, and then also you're looking at all those where they keep up with everything. So and that's the stuff over here in the United States. They want to start watching, where these have these wearables so they can keep up track with all of our data points and our heart rate and all that crap. It's some BS is on the way if we allow it. It's not exactly the same, Wally. We got real ID, but the digital ID, and they all talking about digital ID. That way it'd be easier. You don't have to worry about it's like because it's like, well, you don't have to. I seen the guy talk. I played the video I think last week. The guy was talking about we have. Uh, Let me see exact words. Well, if you were going to go get your apartment or a job or whatever, that way all your stuff would be in one spot. You don't have to worry about looking up water bills or light bills and crap. And like, that's just BS. And yeah, it's going to lead to a social credit score, just like China. That's the point of that kind of thing. If you're going to put that kind of system in, that's exactly what they want. You already got Benjamin Netanyahu on there saying we need to, limit the speech of people because of how we're saying things. It's so it's something to keep an eye on and keep a watch because it's fuck BB. Fuck BB. Then we got hope y'all heard that. Damn dog. Then we got these this is Grimes, Elon's ex. I think 3-time baby mama or whatever. This is what she says and how she says it.
Yeah. Overall, I think there's quite a bit of abdication of responsibility around like what are we going to do as people's jobs start being taken fairly aggressively. Luckily, there's a massive population drop coming, so maybe everything is just fate and it's going to work out okay. But I feel like we might get like very, very, very good AI across every pillar of art before there aren't any more people to make art.
So you wrote, "We appreciate power."
Yeah.
Luckily, we have a mass population coming, so don't worry. Yeah, nothing to worry about here. I mean, I'm sure she's in. Grimes is weird, and I'm sure she does have some inside, look into some of the stuff and around certain people, especially being with Elon for so long, overheard shit. Who knows? Go on, Shadow. My legs start going to sleep sitting there with her in my lap. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying she's stupid, but she does sound like Bill Gates. No big deal here. We'll just give you this fake meat and fake butter, mosquitoes. I don't know. Crazy world we're living in. That's for sure. Oh, she wants to be uploaded into the Matrix for real. It doesn't surprise me none. It doesn't surprise me one bit. Nothing surprised me with these people. Oh, I was wondering on that. I was wondering why Rumble wasn't it got scrolled to the front. I was like, man, I know Rumble is talking over here. It gotta be. I forget I scrolled to the top of the page to shout out everybody. What's up, Karen Carpenter? Appreciate you coming on. Let's see who I missed. I got Raz. I appreciate the repost from Raz. I sure I was like, man, I know there's more chat. and here's another weird ass thing in the world today. Why in the blue hell does Pope Leo the 14th bless a block of ice? And what did they do this block of ice later? Did they put it back out in the ocean where it can stay ice? What is this crap?
Lord of life, bless this water. May it awaken our hearts, cleanse our indifference, soothe our grief, and renew our hope. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. Lord, bless this assembly, this conference. May the dialogue we engage in contain respect for all gathered here and the entire Earth community. May we work towards a flourishing of all creation, held in being by our Creator, through Christ our Lord.
Creation awaits our conversion.
Oh no, it's melting.
We commit to raising hope and to continuing to unfold a river of hope. We move from tears to hope, from grief to action. Let us speak our pledges. Each help us to unfold this river of hope. After each pledge, we invite you to sing the refrain, Laudate si, mi Signor, con tutte le tue creature. These words from St. Francis' Canticle of the Creatures mean, praise be you, my Lord, with all your creatures.
Laudate si.
Now they're going to sing to the block of ice, which it was melting. Yeah, Willie, maybe it was frozen holy water. I don't know. Maybe it melt, and then if you get baptized in that frozen ice, and once it melts, then you're super saved. Then just crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. We got. Is he coming? There we go.
What's up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, sorry I'm late. Better late than never.
For sure.
How you doing?
Good, good. Hell, that's all right. We showed like a bunch of stuff here, and I had plenty of little random stuff to show before I got in the heart of it. So I was like, hell. Did you hear that they bring that back there? Did you hear that they got peace in the Middle East? Oh crap! Now that thing is supposed to be. He's supposed to let him. Doggone Dave disappeared. What's up, Jason Barker? I get back to the chat over here. Queen says she prefers uncursed ice. Yeah, we lost Dave. Oh, there he is. Okay, when he comes back on. Let me text him real quick. I'm learning on here. I didn't realize that. My bad, Dave. We'll get back. We'll get back over in a second. Yeah. But yeah. Crazy. I know silence. I can't do silence. Let me while Dave gets back on here, let me show y'all this video. Oh, here he is. There we go.
Cross all fingers.
All right, now the upload is paused, so it should. When we're done, I'll just have to hit resume, and you'll just have to leave it up like you like you normally do. I think. Oh, but did you hear the news? We got peace in the Middle East.
I heard you said that. So we're talking what? Israel, Palestine, what? Israel, Iran. What's the newest?
Palestine. Me for the ones that come in late, I was about to show something else, but when you disappear, but here, straight from the horse's mouth, Donald J. So he announced it for the ones that's listening and lurking back in the background. He said he's proud to announce that Israel and Hamas has both signed off on the first phase of our peace deal. Hostages will be released, and Israel will pull back to an agreed upon line. And he said it's a great day for everybody. Kind of.
Struck a peace deal with the group that they created back in the day. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
What it was? Didn't that guy that was former IDF say that they basically created Hamas? You know, to kind of quarterback them and have impetus to do different things. It's kind of like this guy and I do with the cartels around the world. you know, they may or may not keep their ear on the pulse and just kind of guide things.
Oh yeah.
Not at all anti-ICL. Christ, I'm no, Israel. You know, people and I say this that, you know, so for their plans and people, what's going on.
Damn. Poor Dave. Still having. Yeah, a little robot going there. He's trying to figure this out. He has a real light internet there where he's at, and some days are better than others. We're trying. But yeah, for the ones that came in a little later, did y'all have they're actually chanting Donald Trump in the streets in Gaza? That's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Count Trumpula. Ack. I hear you, Count. Blessed are the peacemakers. What it says on the White House. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I hope it does bring some peace over there. I watched the video today. It was pretty good. Talking about the situation over there and showing both sides a little better than, you know, most of what we get to see. But there's some bad stuff been going on. While waiting on Dave, I guess. Hopefully we'll be able to come back on. What I was talking about earlier with the secession and stuff. Well, I'll play this video while maybe Dave can come back.
The right wing in this country wants a rematch of the Civil War. I want that to sit in right now, because the President of the United States of America has declared war on the people of Chicago and people across America.
We don't want a rematch. The president hasn't declared war on anyone, but they've declared him public enemy number one.
It is time to recognize that while you thought the enemy was the immigrant, or you thought the enemy was the trans person, or you thought that the enemy was the black folk, it is not any of those people on the list. It is the old white Nepo baby that is sitting in the White House.
Chicago's taking up arms. Over the weekend, this windy city looked like Fort Sumter.
Let's go! Get out of the road now! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back!
Thugs in bandanas threw rocks and bottles at ICE agents on patrol. Chicago police, nowhere to be found. One woman with a rifle rammed her car into an ICE vehicle, using it as a weapon. The ICE vehicle was disabled, leaving agents trapped and forced to open fire. The driver, Miramar Martinez, she was flagged last week for doxing agents and posting this, quote, "Hey, to all my gang, let's F these mother effers up. Don't let them take anyone." This was the second ramming incident over the weekend. The feds tried calling for backup, but Chicago PD was ordered to pull a Benghazi.
And again, per the chief of patrol, we have all the units that for 999, Chief of Patrol said all units clear out from there. We're not sending anybody over to that location.
Chicago PD says they did show up, but the dispatch you just heard said they were told to stand down. The mayor of Chicago doesn't think all lives matter.
Do you want Chicago police not to help ICE agents?
Our police department will respond to every incident in which their services are needed to keep people safe, protecting the fundamental right to be able to protest, ensuring the maximum safety of our residents.
Johnson's signaling that the police's priority is protecting protesters above everyone else. Agents are getting attacked with cars, projectiles, and being shot at across the country. But Governor Ribbs is declaring war on ICE.
Trump and the thuggery that his agents have brought has actively made us less safe. The state of Illinois is going to use every lever at our disposal to resist this power grab and get Noam's thugs the hell out of Chicago. I'm not afraid.
25 people were shot over the weekend in Chicago. ICE is there because of the dereliction of duty by Biden and the Democrats.
You have black women with MAGA hats on in Chicago, all over the place. They want the guard to come in. There was one woman, she was great today. She said, you know what? I don't care if it's the National Guard, the Army, the Marines, the Air Force. I don't care who comes in as long as we're safe. And that's the way most of the public feels.
Why don't Democrats want to protect black women? First, they didn't stand up for black kids with cancer. Now this. Jussie Smollett got the benefit of the doubt in Chicago, but not ICE. Democrats keep saying this is a civil war. Well, Trump's the one trying to liberate black Americans, while they're demanding to know who's going to pick their crops. Democrats have started creating mini confederacies.
The order establishes ICE-free zones. That means that city property and unwilling private businesses will no longer serve as staging grounds for these raids.
An ICE-free zone kind of sounds like they're flirting with secession. Democrats are throwing around the S word. Mother Jones, it's time for soft secession. Chicago is not the only city clashing with the feds. The Portland battle is 100 days and counting. The city's rebelling against the federal government, just like in Chicago. Portland PD won't keep federal agents safe either. They actually slapped them with a zoning violation for boarding up their building's windows so Antifa can't see inside. They believe women have a right to privacy, just not ICE. An ICE facility was just shot up in Dallas, and now cartels have put bounties on their heads.
They're making plans to ambush them and to kill them. We have specific officers and agents that have bounties that have been put out on their heads. It's been $2,000 to kidnap them, $10,000 to kill them.
We're trying to protect the country from cartels, and they're saying we're at war with Americans, and Kristi Noem should be charged with war crimes.
I think Kristi Noem should have consequences. I think she should be tried at The Hague. What we are seeing from her operation are crimes against humanity.
Agents have $10,000 death warrants and are getting doxxed with tracking apps. And Portland, an American city, doesn't care. ICE agents can't even pull in and out of their office. ICE agents have been hit with sticks, shot with fireworks, roasted by lasers, and pelted with paintballs. Antifa's just walking around brandishing machetes. They tried to light their headquarters on fire. Every time they step outside, they're under attack.
There's another melee.
The sad thing is they're going to keep on, and like I was saying earlier, they're going to they're going to lock down. They're going to start shooting is what's going to happen. These people are going to start getting their ass blown off, and it's going to really get ugly. You know, with these people just attacking thinking they got no consequences, whatever side you're on. But it's about to get bad. Brother Dave is in the house. We knew you were lurking there somewhere. It's, talking about the secession, like we brought that up. And we brought this up just a little bit ago. And, I think they're going to bring it. They keep doing stuff like that. They're going to bring in the Insurrection Act. They're going to use it. It's coming. Let me finish the video, and then we'll talk some more.
ICE agents are even getting spit on. CNN is asking, is it really that bad?
I spoke to the police chief of Portland last week. He said that the president's claims just don't match up with what's happening on the ground.
I would encourage you as a reporter to go on the ground and to take a look at it for yourself. It's on video. You should play it on your show. You have a great opportunity in prime time on CNN to show your audience. Yeah, but you're probably talking to partisan Democrat officials who are opposed to everything this president does.
CNN should care because it's not just cops getting jumped, it's journalists too. Last week, independent journalist Nick Sorter got mobbed by Antifa, and Portland PD arrested him. They were forced to drop charges, but over the weekend, he got roughed up again.
Don't do that! Where'd it go? I don't know, man.
Another reporter got a black eye, and the city of Portland shrugged.
I immediately ran to a Portland police officer, hunted down the suspect, chased her through the streets and said, "This is my assault suspect. Can you guys finally do something?" And I had eyes on her for about 35 minutes. Portland police refused to come in and make an arrest. And I had 3 officers just standing there.
Portland PD actually says Katie had it coming. New emails say journalists are antagonizing protesters until they're assaulted. They refuse to walk away. Reporters on the ground aren't supposed to walk away. They have to be on the ground to cover the story. But Portland police doesn't want reporters covering how dangerous their city's become. We asked Portland PD for a statement, and they said, no comment. And it's not just ICE, and it's not just reporters. Random people driving through the neighborhood are getting ambushed.
That guy in the white beard spit on me. You guys lost the election. You lost the country. This is America. This is not third world country. All you guys got is your lazy, unemployed mouth. That's it. Go get a job. I guarantee you're unemployed. I guarantee you're unemployed.
We're not unemployed. They're getting paid to be out there and protest. They're getting shipped all around the fucking country. Same people with all the other damn protests. It's crazy.
I guarantee. Where do you work?
Across the street.
CNN doesn't see a rebellion. They think it's mostly peaceful.
If a Democratic president someday calls the National Guard to a red state over what they see as open rebellion, but is what amounts to a demonstration that gets rowdy. I mean, is that not a fear?
They're posting pictures of their kids because it's a demonstration, and they have a sniper on top of a building firing a high-caliber rifle at a nice facility because it's a demonstration.
Antifa's now been designated a terrorist organization, and the president's not going to allow the federal government to come under attack. And if Antifa resists arrest, they're getting hogtied and wheeled out. Antifa Kermit says he likes the taste of mace.
Can you tell me what happened when they put the mace on you?
Nothing. I kind of coughed a little, but that was about it. That's about as much as it did to me. Nothing else happened. It was just a little peppermint taste, you know. I've tasted spicier. I'm Mexican. What do you expect?
First, Democrats didn't do their job and secure the border. Then they harbored these criminal aliens in their sanctuary cities. Then when Trump's elected on a platform of mass deportations, they don't cooperate with and protect federal officers. And now they're actively obstructing federal action and fomenting attacks against the federal government. Trump has every right under the law to send in federal troops when federal actions are being blocked. They're the ones creating this violent and dangerous atmosphere. They're egging it on. They're saying, bring it on. ICE agents are just enforcing the federal immigration laws that Congress wrote. If Democrats don't like it, change the law or win an election. Could you imagine if conservatives were launching assaults against IRS offices, throwing rocks at IRS agents and doxing them and spitting on them, and Republican politicians were letting it happen and creating no IRS zones in their states? What's the difference? Activists are being trained to fight Trump all across the country. The San Francisco Chronicle says they're hosting training sessions on the weekends. They're treating this like it's war, and they don't care who gets hurt. In Virginia, Democrats are backing a guy for attorney general who said he'd like to shoot his Republican opponent in the head twice and then go to their funerals to piss on their graves. His name's Jay Jones, and he hasn't stepped down. The party is still throwing all their support behind him. We're in a cycle of political violence, and the violence is coming from the left, and it's being normalized. Assassins are plotting to kill Supreme Court justices and then getting slaps on the wrist by Democrat judges for being trans. They shot Charlie. They tried to kill Trump twice. They're shooting kids at Catholic school. Snipers on rooftops are firing rounds at ICE agents. ABC, who just got into a wee bit of trouble with Jimmy Kimmel, now has Joy Behar calling ICE agents Nazis.
During the Nazi occupation, there was one country, I believe it was Denmark or Norway, one of those, where everybody put the Jewish star on. And they didn't know who was Jewish and who was not. So what you're saying is very smart.
Is Bob Iger awake at Disney? Is that tasteful? Is that responsible? No one wants a civil war in this country. And just because the Democrat Party is in a civil war doesn't mean they have to foist war upon the rest of us. We wrote about this and Get It Together. Don't make your problems our problems. The last 4 years, Democrats insisted that federal immigration law was the responsibility of the federal government and the states had no role. And now that Trump's president, they're arguing that the federal government can't enforce immigration law and the states can obstruct it. This is an attack on the very foundation of the country. It's an attack on federalism, and it's a violent attack on the last election. Every day of the week is January 6th for Democrats. The Democrats didn't want the Guard called in then, and they don't want them called in now.
Chat's rumbling on both sides on all this right here. Yeah, it's... You know, I agree on the Soros money should have been cut off a long time ago. They should have just now they're doing something about him funding all this kind of shit. I don't know if y'all seen it or not, but like Black Lives Matter organization is suing Soros for back payment. Just showing that, that's who was funding all this kind of stuff. That was who funded the protests. That was who funded, not protests, riots. Because they were tearing shit up. You got, there was that video, that dude. This guy right here is trying to catch me riding dirty, trying to catch me riding. That's sad. He's too big for him to carry out, so they threw him on a cart. I don't know. It's a crazy, crazy time where we're here. Secretary known was that they're in Portland talking, saying this.
Especially the name of the chicken house. I just see him. Welcome to the war. Our goal is that people peacefully protest, but that we would still be allowed to enforce the law. That they're getting in law enforcement. It's good to see.
Like a dude in a chicken concert.
This is absolutely nothing as to what it is at night, though. It's really bad at night. That sun goes down and it gets totally lawless. So
I've heard that. It'd be interesting to be able to do what we can to make sure that never happens again.
yeah, appreciate you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So she's saying that makes me wonder, what are they about to do? What are they going to have to pull out? I've seen images on Facebook and stuff of tanks and everything else coming through. All this shit's about to ramp up. We might have peace in the Middle East, but we're about to be gonna be hell over here pretty soon, on especially these major cities. So if you don't have to go to a major city, it might be good to stay out, stay away. If you are, just be safe and stock up on some food. I say that every week. Stock up on some damn food and water and stuff like that, because if hell breaks loose, you ain't gonna be able to get to the stores and stuff. I seen this video here talking about. Let me play this and I'll talk.
Wow, Stephen Miller absolutely did not have a glitch on live TV. Okay, he had an oh shit moment where he said something that he fucking was not supposed to say. Check this out, and then I will explain after.
You've called the district judge's ruling blocking the deployment of National Guard in Oregon legal insurrection. Does the administration still plan to abide by that ruling?
Well, the administration filed an appeal this morning with the Ninth Circuit. I would note the administration won an identical case in the Ninth Circuit just a few months ago with respect to the federalizing of the California National Guard. Under Title 10 of the U.S. Code, the president has plenary authority.
Stephen? Stephen?
Froze.
Hey, Stephen, can you hear me?
That moment he knew he fucked up.
It seemed, Stephen, I apologize. It seems like we're having a technical issue.
Anyways, yes, so you can see, clearly not a glitch. You can see Stephen Miller's body move, and you can still see him blinking. Let's talk about what he said right before he froze, okay? He said plenary authority. It sounds like he was tripping on his words right before he glitched, but he was not. That's an actual thing, okay? I'm gonna tell you what it means right now. Plenary authority is the full, complete, and absolute power to act on a specific matter without any limitation. With him acknowledging Project 2025 and deploying the National Guard to all these cities, he said the quiet part out loud and then was like, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that. I don't think I was supposed to say that. A lot of you guys don't seem to grasp the reality of the situation. Anyways, that being said, I hope you have a wonderful day and you are all safe and happy.
Yeah, it's like I said, I think it's coming probably even to the point of next week. I made a prediction on a podcast. It don't come out till next week. So, or is it? Yeah, next week or week after. But when it comes out, we'll see if I was right. I hope I'm not right. I really don't. I hope I'm not right. But they're about to lock some of these big ass cities down. If they ain't playing ball, they're gonna lock them down. So far, so good for our community close by with Memphis. They're playing ball and not doing all this stuff that Portland and Chicago's doing, because they can get ugly quick. Get ugly quick. Yeah, Chicago's mayor is talking about how they should, if the ice free zones, if ICE steps on one of them, they should be charged. But he can't say who's going to do that. Who's going to charge ICE with anything? Ain't gonna do nothing. 77 days to Christmas. Ball humbug. I shut down stuff. Digital IDs. We said this just a little bit ago. I'll play this real quick.
Well, England's just submitted to it. They just submitted to digital ID.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, these motherfuckers are pushing digital ID on these people. And once they do digital ID, they're going to attach it to a social credit score.
Yep.
They're going to attach it to a carbon footprint score. And then they'll be able to control your movement and control you entirely. And most importantly, they've already arrested 12,000 people for social media posts.
That's insane.
Above and beyond every other country. Way above Russia. Russia was like 400 last year. The UK is 12,000. Any criticism of immigration, any criticism of grooming gangs and people being raped, any talk about how horrible this is, they come visit you. It's like someone's trying to destroy England. It's literally like they've got a concerted effort to destroy England, and they're getting away with it.
Yeah, and what happens over there?
It's really crazy. It's really crazy to watch, because the mass immigration's not an accident. If I was going to destroy a country, I would do it exactly the way they're doing it. I'd take away their freedom, take away their ability to protest, take away their guns, which they did in the 90s, and then you start tightening that noose. Tighter and tighter, add more restrictions, more this, more that.
I mean, we're getting closer.
And just the arresting people. When you arrest 12,000 people for social media posts, you don't just arrest people for social media posts. You change people's ability to post about things because of fear. So they self-censor. So you don't even you're hitting them with, like, this one guy who complained about. There's a famous video where this fucking idiot in a wig. He's one of them judges, and they wear the wigs, the white powdered wigs, and he's sentencing this guy for 20 months for social media posts that are normal, like normal complaints about mass immigration of illegals from other countries that aren't assimilating and that they believe are ruining their society, which there's a real argument for. And that's what online discourse is supposed to be about, like having conversations. Like, I'm voicing my concern for the way society is running right now because of what's happening, and no one's doing anything about it, and no one's protecting anybody. It's nuts, man.
Any time in human history that would be called an invasion.
Yeah.
And now it's
not just an invasion. It's like they're doing it. They're letting people do it. They're enabling these people doing it, and they're putting them on the dole too, which is even crazier.
I think it's all tied together. I think is my conspiracy brain, my tinfoil hat. I'm gonna have to make me a little tinfoil hat I can put on my head sometimes on some of this stuff. I think it's all tied together with the riots and social, the digital ID and the score and everything's going across there. I think that, might be part of what they help push that in real quick. Like, well, we need this real quick, and they're going to have a bunch of people, to be safe in our cities and to help us like that, we'll need to push this in, just like they're talking over in UK. They need digital ID so they can turn around and be safe, that way they can stop, people from working that's not supposed to work, but they're still going to, they already got stuff in line to keep people from working if they don't have their paperwork, but people are still hiring them. So it's one of them things. Like Wally's Roll said, Dave's Waffle House on YouTube, he covers this. He's over there living it. He's over there in the heart of it. So you can check out some of his shows, and he's talking about the UK and all that stuff going on, all the protests and raping of children and everything else going on there is terrible, and we don't watch our ass. It's coming our way. The Cloward Prison Plan. I'll check it out, Queen. Check out Rumble over here, chat. I know y'all. It seems that way, Jason, with Trump making the government into a business. Which all them terrorists did. Only guess good thing on them terrorists. One of the good things on the terrorists, even with the government shut down, they're going to fund WIC and all the subsidies there, so all the women are still be able to get their WIC, and the ones that need it. We're sure that we need to, that's I know there's a lot that do need it, need help. And there's a lot of people that don't need it. They just fucking fat and lazy or multi-generational easy way. Smothered and covered. You scroll up here. There you go, Robert. I love y'all. I love the chat. I love y'all that's sitting there rock and rolling. Kind of scroll up a little bit. Y'all always keep it going, help keep the thing going. On the ice, I did want to show this, and I had I showed it in the Substack. You had actually seen the numbers too on the Substack article. So if you don't follow the Substack, check it out. I kind of post a kind of summary of a half-ass summary of the show, because y'all know how to, y'all been here. Most of y'all, the ones in the chat been here. If you've never been here, we're gonna be all over the place, especially when I'm by myself. But there's a reason why certain cities did not want you to turn around and have that in there.
I don't want Donald Trump to come in there with the National Guard, because if they clean up the crime, Chicago will lose $800 million in federal funding for crime programs. That's why they don't want Donald Trump there. It's all about the money. All you got to do is follow the money.
It's 100% true. I've been talking about it online, and they're trying to use the money in order to plug the budget deficit and the holes. And that's why they're trying to monetize crime. It's one big system. It's a racket. And Black people are falling for it. These liberal protesters are falling for it that don't even live in Chicago. Illinois, they not even playing no games as far as trying to make sure that they plug that budget deficit. And so they're dependent on Donald Trump. And so instead of actually cleaning up crime and balancing the budget like they're supposed to, they begging the federal government for money and trying to act like it's these community programs, and they juking the stats in order to get to the money. It's one big racket.
I don't want Donald Trump to come in there with
That's interesting. The Cloward Piven plan refers to the Cloward Piven strategy, a political activist framework developed in '66. They were by Richard Cloward and Francis Fox Piven, were both professors at Columbia, and key figures, let's see, blah, 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 blah. Here's core. They argued that the existing welfare system was underutilized due to bureaucratic, I can't even speak today, bureaucratic barriers, stigma, and lack of awareness among eligible poor people. Their approach was rooted in the belief that mass mobilization of the poor could express these flaws and redistribute wealth through federal intervention. So the strategy being broken down into 4 major steps: mobilize the poor, organize military anti-poverty groups, overload the system, provoke the crisis, enforce the reform. And that's kind of what we're seeing. That is kind of what we are seeing, Queen. Words are hard, James. They are hard sometimes.
Well, England's just submitted to it. They just submitted.
Let me pull up my Substack. I can just pull up my, let's see. I know here's the number. Yeah, Chicago looked like the federal crime grants, $800 million they could possibly lose. Portland has $200 million because they got the violent Trump. New York City, $1.2 billion. That's the grants. So they can actually take that money. Of course, Chicago, they had taken, cut the budget for the police, and New York's done the same thing. And so many of them big cities cut the police budget. And so all they're doing is just stealing that money for one spot, probably put it in their fucking pocket. Or do like the Harrington Bay back in Memphis and build freaking neighborhoods and shit with the money and pocket the damn money. It's crazy. Crazy with the stuff going on. Yeah, this guy here said he's getting drove around. Speaking of protests,
organizing stuff, getting ready for tomorrow.
What's going on tomorrow?
More of the protesting.
Well, what does the protest entail?
We're trying to get ICE to leave and stuff because they're just starting all kinds of issues.
And so I have a question for you. I know you.
Yeah.
From Seattle. What are you doing in Chicago? How'd you get out here?
Wait, I do recognize you.
Yeah.
I came down here a little bit ago with one of my friends to do more protests in different areas.
All the way from Seattle, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
And we didn't just come here.
Where else did you go?
We were in California for a little bit, New York, and me and my friend did the No Kings Day rally.
How can you guys afford to travel so much?
He has a good job, so
cool.
Yeah.
He flies you out?
Yeah.
Cool. Interesting.
so there you go. Y'all could, and that's just one of them. We've shared a. I say we, and y'all looking at one person, but y'all know what I'm saying. Normally we have more than just me here, but we've shared videos of so many times, with protesters saying like, "Hey, they're like, here's a flyer, like, well, this is what we're supposed to be talking about. Here you go," and just hand it to somebody because it's, they're just getting paid to walk around. A lot of them are. There are some people out there that actually feel passionate about what's going on, and for whatever reason they feel the way they do. But there's a lot of people just getting a check and walking around, and some of them get to dress up in silly ass fucking costumes and just to be fucking silly and shit. The protest did hit Black Rock though. And the police showed up quick for Black Rock. Imagine that. I can kind of get, yeah, I'm about to say, Queen, I can support what they're saying there. Them evil motherfuckers. And that was the point of Monique. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to break everything to fault. That's why they wanted the women to go to work. That's why they wanted, pushing nursing homes like before. You always took care of your family. You had you had in-law suites, or you had an extra room. If somebody was sick. I remember when my great aunt got sick, my grandfather built on into the house and moved her in there. They didn't ship her off to a home. They put her in the house. They added on to the house and put her there. That was a different time. But this is how they want them. They want us separated. They don't want us together. They don't want us family to be together. That's why there's so much video and people talking I got it somewhere. I know I saved that damn video. You know, where teachers, this woman for a school was talking about like parents don't have the rights to completely raise their kids. You know, it's their job. You know, it's just a bunch of bull. Oh yeah, Anna Carrera. LA, here's these poor people, these houses.
9 months since the fire. 9 months. No construction. Zero construction. No forms, no form ties, no 1x6, no headers, no king studs, no trimmers, no womanized bottom plates, no J-bolts, no joist hangers, no HDs, no Simpson straps, no Tico clips, no OSB, no CDX half-inch good one side struck one, no oriented strand board, no ridge rafters, no paralams, no sublams, no crickets, no valves, no hips, no ridge rafters, no floor joists, no rim joists, no cripple walls, no 10-penny sinkers, no 16-penny sinkers, no 8-penny vinyl-coated sinkers, no 10-penny ring shank nails, no red heads, no expanding bolts, no Tapcons, no Z flashing, no L flashing, no SK flashing, no fry riglet, no drip edges, no.
He's just naming random shit that's on a house. Like I know what he's talking about, but a lot of people probably won't. But he's just naming different screws, different nails, different headers, like everything. It's whatever's in the house. He just, instead of saying something for two. Yeah, no pipe joist, no pipe dough. And instead of just saying, hey, there ain't shit here, you know, kind of like on Spaceballs when they had a guy out in the desert combing it, literally combing it. I ain't see shit. That's about how it is and them rebuilding them houses, them poor people in California, because they ain't done shit. Nothing. Yeah, a lot of construction jargon. That's here's where I was talking about 200 billion. So tariffs for fund food aid for moms and kids. So we are gonna be able to do that.
Also didn't know that we're about to celebrate 1 full year of this very successful community self-defense program. Now, some members thought we should do a Jean-Claude Van Damme Kumite style type of event, but that didn't quite make it out of plan. I bet you didn't know that we have a queer fight club right here in Oklahoma City. And I bet you also didn't know that we're about to celebrate 1 full year of this very successful community self.
I don't mind people learning how to defend themselves, but somebody needs to teach them how to teach whoever's teach them how to fight. Because yeah. That's all I will say. Yeah, with a mask on. Yeah. If you see somebody holding up mitts and they're punching just like this, hopefully I'm getting that. Is my video good on that? I don't know if my video good. Yeah, if I'm punching like this right here and you see him doing that, somebody ain't doing shit right. Somebody didn't show nobody right. I promise you. I'm doing martial arts since I was 15. I'm 46.
We talked about the woke right. He said, I call it the woke right.
It's almost unbelievable that he said that on camera. Imagine
This is a foreign leader bragging about how he's censoring Americans. Again, this guy runs a country of 9 million people that's totally dependent on our tax dollars to exist. And here he is on camera saying, anyone who opposes me in the United States, who opposes more aid to Israel or opposes getting sucked into war with Iran, which does not serve American interests, that person is not simply mistaken or wrong. I'm not going to bother to explain why that person is wrong. That person is a Nazi, part of the woke Reich, a Nazi. And the only way to fix it is by preventing Americans in the last country on earth with guaranteed freedom of speech, prevent Americans from hearing the other side. And so we push Congress to force a TikTok sale, which is true, by the way.
TikTok, number one. And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential.
And we need to talk to Elon.
So we have to talk to Elon.
Free speech is central to the entire idea of America. In fact, it's really the...
My bad. I was trying to get good links and stuff, so I'm trying to check out some of these links and stuff. Getting is that what I think I clicked on. Where's the one they're dropping links like hell over here in the Rumble. That is something I do like about Rumble. You can. Okay. Let me share this one here.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 8th, it's October, and it's 2025. And it's a strange thing. I didn't really feel like doing a live stream, and I didn't feel like doing
it's
a
17
video,
minutes.
but
I'm about to check this out. I realized it's 17 minutes. I got it saved over here, though. I'll check it out. Maybe I can pull some stuff out of it. Oh, the other thing I have concerns about right now, I would say,
Iran is developing now ballistic missiles that are intercontinental.
how many times this son of a bitch has said the same shit for the last 30, 40 years?
Ballistic missiles for 8,000 kilometer range. What does that mean? They add another 3,000 kilometers, and they've got under their atomic guns, in New York City, in Target, Washington, Boston, Miami, Mar-a-Lago. Okay? So that is a very great danger. You don't want to be under the nuclear gun of these people who are not necessarily rational and who chant death to America. Iran is developing now.
It's like, we add 3,000 miles. It's like you know, it ain't like you flip a fucking switch to make a missile go extra 3,000 miles. But could be false flag, or it could be intentional freaking. When he said Mar-a-Lago is, keep your eyes on the prize on that one right there, because something could happen there in the next couple of weeks. We got the peace talks, and hopefully they stay together, and we know we got that right there. But we know both sides are adamant of wanting all the land, not just pieces. So it's yeah. And is it, and some speculate, not saying I'm one of them. Sometimes, I don't know, you know, are the ones that are sitting here saying this, are they actually the true Jews from out, you know, bloodline that's going back to ancient Israel and and Abraham. With everything going on over there with the red heifer and the potential building the third temple, which they've already sacrificed the red heifer, so all they got to do is build the third temple in their minds. There's a lot of talk on that where there's a group of people, no doubt whatsoever, that is intent on bringing end times. They want to push it in. They wanted to bring it. Am I saying it's the whole state or the whole group? No, it's just a small group, just like it's always been. The whole reason in the United States was a small group. It was a small group of people. Most people didn't even want to secede. Most people wasn't worried about it. They weren't worried about that 3% tax on tea. 3% tax. They weren't worried about that. But a small group made a decision for the large group. And that's what going on again. But that has me concerned because we know they've done false flags. We know they have. We know about USS Liberty. It's came out recently. Let me get back up here. This video I was going to show earlier. We know about USS Liberty where they blew it to Kingdom Come. Most of the people in this group right here is, that's in the chat, I know, ones lurking. If you don't know, Operation Northwoods. Here's a cool little cartoon for that. I was going to show this earlier, but it didn't happen.
Did you know that in 1962, America's top generals approved a plan to murder their own citizens? Operation Northwoods was a classified CIA proposal that would stage fake terrorist attacks across the United States. The Joint Chiefs of Staff signed off on every horrific detail. They planned to shoot down passenger planes filled with innocent Americans, then blame Cuba for the massacre. Miami would be bombed. Washington, D.C. would face coordinated terrorist strikes. Cuban refugees fleeing to America would be deliberately drowned at sea, their deaths used as propaganda. Remote-controlled aircraft would crash into buildings while fake passenger lists were released to the press.
Remote aircraft. In the 60s. If that don't give you more questions about 9/11, I don't know what will.
The military calculated exactly how many civilians needed to die to justify invading Cuba. Each attack was designed for maximum emotional impact on the American public. President Kennedy read the proposal and refused to sign it. One signature stood between approval and mass murder of American citizens by their own government. The document stayed buried for 40 years until declassification revealed how close we came to state-sponsored terrorism.
What surprised me though, which I'm thankful it did not happen, because if we had gone to war with Cuba, then USSR Russia would have most likely, that would have turned into a shit show there. But I'm surprised after they took out Kennedy, they didn't go ahead and greenlight this sumbitch. I'm surprised now, going back and looking into history, and seeing what they wanted to do, I'm surprised they did not greenlight Northwoods after the assassination of JFK. Thankfully they didn't. We probably don't, some of us wouldn't be here right now. What about that insurrection? Let's see. I stopped sharing for a second. Let me check the chat. Oh, I should have put this on here. Where the student figures out all presidents go back to one person, except for one. And even Obama was related. I seen you say, let's see. If I'm bored. Never bored, Karen. I enjoy. Oh. I might show in just a second. We might. Yeah, it's. I was talking to somebody about that. Raz me. I was talking to somebody about that right there. That whole subject right there. Where was I talking about that? I don't know. Oops. They really do hate Christians over there. They really do. If you're, I've heard so many horror stories. Christians going over to Jerusalem and they're just getting treated like shit. They gotta, some of them, not all. It's one of them things where you can't put everybody in the group and put everybody in a box because not everybody's the same. But there's a whole bunch of them some bitches they got like a God complex. They think they're better than everybody else. They think, because they're the chosen people, they're the chosen of God, that, they're better than everybody else, and fuck the rest. It's messed up. Absolutely messed up. Censoring. Let's see. Let me go back up here. I got all kinds of crap. And Israel is a tourist direction for me, because the people want to, as a Christian, wants to go to, the place. You used to hear Charlie Kirk talk about it all the time. You see Charlie Kirk talk about, going over there to Israel and seeing the land and seeing the places that are in the stories and bringing the stories from the Bible alive. That's the reason for not one, the main reason, but one of the reasons supposedly for the Crusades was, to help for people to go to the Holy Land and protect people. Of course, there was a whole lot of other issues there and a whole other things going on, but 35 minutes for LJ. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah, he probably turns into a pumpkin. His crooked bookcase actually straightens up, and whatever is inside that refrigerator comes out and says hi to him. If y'all haven't seen LJ on the show, y'all missed that part. Let me all hail, Queen. Let me share this video. Karen sent. I'll start back over. Let y'all check this out real quick. It'd help if I actually shared it. I had it right there. Had it pulled up. Then I hit play on the video. Huh.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 8th, it's October, and it's 2025. And it's a strange thing. I didn't really feel like doing a live stream, and I didn't feel like doing a video, but I got no choice because I'm watching every single one of my channels that I subscribe to coming through, and nobody's talking about this, and it's the most important thing on the internet right now. But everybody's too busy watching all the different distractions. Have you noticed how many non-stop distractions they've handed us? You know, and every single story has so many holes in it that people are picking it apart thinking that they're proving something when they're not. Meanwhile, we're being surrounded right now, literally by our own military and government. People don't seem to have an issue with it. I don't understand it whatsoever at all. I've shown you this Department of Defense directive, and believe it or not, this is still very, very real, okay? This didn't just go away. Because since this was signed, so many more things have occurred. Now, if you don't remember, this DoD directive, Department of Defense Directive 5240.10, the Secretary of Defense may approve any type of requested permissible assistance described in paragraph 3.2. The decision to approve requests for these type of permissible assistance described in paragraph 3.2 to law enforcement agencies and other civil authorities are reserved to the Secretary of Defense. Provision of personnel to support response efforts for civil disturbances, which may also require presidential authorization. DoD response to chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, and high-yield explosive incidents. Assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality, or any situation in which it is reasonably foreseeable that providing the requested assistance may involve the use of force that is likely to result in lethal force, including death or serious bodily injury. It also includes all support to civilian law enforcement officials in situations where a confrontation between civilian law enforcement and civilian individuals or groups is reasonably anticipated. And since that directive was signed into law, we don't even have a director, we don't even have a Department of Defense anymore. We now have a Department of War. Things have changed, things have escalated. Do you see what I'm saying? And since that directive was put in place, all hell is breaking loose everywhere, and the government's the one doing it. But the thing that people seem to be ignoring, the Department of Defense, that directive, that's old news. That was last September. Yeah, well, things have gotten worse since then because now, all of a sudden, our own government has decided to stop being the policeman for the rest of the world, and they've turned their sights on America or the Western Hemisphere exclusively. Do you know where you live? You live in the Western Hemisphere. This is all being played out right in front of us while they're trying to distract you with every single solitary thing in the world, including things that are invisible. remember the Taliban? Remember terrorists? Terrorism was great for a long time because terrorists are invisible. At any moment they could strike. You don't see them coming. And then they just disappear into the mountains, and it takes years and billions and trillions of dollars to find them. Well, now we've got invisible things coming from outer space, apparently. Because it's not bad enough that we've got Comet Atlas 3-1 speeding at Earth, losing nickel, gaining mass, weighing 33 billion pounds or tons. We've also got every single solitary military person coming out basically saying, oh yeah, there's UFOs all over the place. They're underwater. They're doing all these crazy things. They're lying to you. This is a huge distraction, but this might explain a lot of the crazy noises people are hearing all over the country and all over the world. But none of that can be proven because it's all on TikTok. You want to hear a secret? Don't go on TikTok. TikTok is a weapon, period. And if you don't understand that at this point, I don't know what else to tell you. And if you think you're somehow immune to their techniques, their technology that they use with frequencies, audio, visual, and frequencies, you're an idiot, straight up. But why do you think they're trying to distract us to keep everybody looking at the sky? And now, I mean, things are straight up just invisible. Because of this, I follow all the military, all the technology, and all the real active and inactive soldiers that would know, online and offline. And this is a problem, which is why we're being distracted from every single solitary angle humanly possible. Other countries are writing about this. Why are they suddenly, literally, our government just decided we're no longer the watchdog of the world. We're no longer going to spread democracy anymore. We're simply, our primary goal is to now put America first. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Well, I'll tell you what, it ain't good. It ain't good. They're going to focus all of our military on the Western Hemisphere and North America. And whether you understand this or not, Trump is putting troops on the ground to stop something that the government caused. Law enforcement, all the different alphabet agencies could have squashed everything a long time ago. The government's the one that let all these people in. And it wasn't just Biden. Biden was a puppet. Trump is a puppet. I just think Trump has a little bit more magic in him than others by the word MAGA. I don't know. I find it hard to believe he's more, he's some secret wizard with that stupid hair of his and just the way he is. But MAGA in every single language equals magician. But this dude is effectively putting troops on the ground, and he's sending ICE to every state. And every state that ICE shows up in, there's some sort of a magical problem. Every time I look up, I'm looking at the little pause button on this recorder I'm using. That's what I'm doing, FYI. Because I watch this afterwards and it bothers me, but whatever. Excuse me. Trump's putting ICE on the ground, and every place they go, they're having issues. Now, Palantir, the newest thing to occur since that directive was signed in September of 2024, Palantir could use all their wizardry and stop all of this. But not only Palantir, because Palantir is not the only player in this field. Oracle. Palantir showed up in 2003 when everybody found out that our government was trying to use total awareness, where they were going to track everybody at all times doing everything. And people found out about it, and Congress actually struck it down. Because back in 2003, we still had a little bit of actual real people left. They're all gone now. Everybody's on the same page. They're all taking down America. They all built their underground military bunkers, and they all stole every resource the United States possibly has. And speaking of that, get your money out of the bank like today. Because banks are already shutting down. Other countries are already losing their money. They're just waking up and their money's completely gone. Ask Vietnam. How many times are we going to screw one country? Get your money out of the bank. Turn it into gold and silver. Do not do the gold and silver 401k. Have them send the gold and silver to you. How are we going to use it? I don't know. But I would rather have my wealth that I worked my entire life than just wake up and find out it's gone, because that's what's going to happen. 1,300 people have done it since I've been talking about it for the last 2 years. I haven't gotten one single solitary complaint whatsoever at all. But on that, I will digress. So with Larry Ellison, Sam Altman, and all the other tech bros at the White House inauguration, that wasn't around when the directive from the Department of Defense, which is now the Department of War, was signed in September of 2024, where our government can use lethal force. It literally gives the military, you can shoot Americans if they get out of hand. Well, people are getting out of hand and people are starting to get shot. It's happened. People are under the impression that Palantir, which based on what they do, theoretically, Palantir should be able to stop everybody, pinpoint who they are, and these protesters wouldn't even show up to go head to head with ICE. But it's not working like that. And here's another thing. Palantir showed up, I started to say this and I forgot. Palantir showed up in 2003 to pick up where the CIA left off. Congress said you can't watch all the American citizens. Palantir showed up, and now they're watching all the American citizens, except Congress can't do anything about it because it's a private company. But the company you need to worry about is Oracle. Palantir showed up in 2003. Oracle has been up and running since 1977, and Oracle is the one that's saying, well, that's the famous clip, and I'm not going to play it because everybody plays it now, where Larry Ellison says, the cops will be on their best behavior because everybody will be watching everything they do all the time. Citizens will be on their best behavior because everything will be videotaped at all times. These guys, between Palantir, Oracle, Meta, OpenAI, Grok, they could pinpoint who these people are and stop this, but they're not, because they're the ones that are putting these people there to fight ICE. We're watching Cowboys and Indians on.
Hey, pausing real quick. He's spitting some fire, I think. Larry Ellison is one of the ones who just bought TikTok too. So if you would need another reason for TikTok, Larry Ellison, owner of Oracle, CEO of Oracle, owns over half of TikTok now.
TV, and they're trying to tell us it's a real problem. And the end result, the quid pro quo, is send in the troops, send in the troops, send in the troops. We got people fighting against ICE in Maine now. Do you see what I'm saying? It's spreading absolutely everywhere. And there ain't that many people that are angry. I see people in real life. These are all actors. Do you see what I'm saying? The fact that our government, Trump in his first thing told everybody the biggest threat to the security of the world was China. And now all of a sudden, we're not going to mess with any of those. We're just going to worry about North and South America. Well, do you know what's floating around down by Venezuela or in the Caribbeans, right off the coast of the United States, is this ship right here. And this is the ship you don't want to see. This is the Special Forces ship right here. Okay? It's got no numbers on it. It's got no weaponry on it. You can't see anything. This is the floating office of the best special forces in the world, period. A channel called Task and Purpose is covering this right now, and they don't even get it. They don't get it. You see what I'm saying? This thing is floating around the United States right now, and that is not a good thing for Americans because it is in striking distance of Florida, the Gulf of Mexico, Texas, etc. And they're talking about they want to stop drugs. They don't care about drugs. Our government brought drugs into the United States. Every problem we're having with our country right now is the fact that people don't want to do shit and they're just leaving it all up to the government. And I heard a funny thing on a YouTube channel the other day where he said, look at all this stuff going on between protesters and ICE. Where's all of our patriots? Where are all the militias? How come they're not flexing? Because they're not stupid. Real G's, real gangsters move in silence. Anybody that's doing anything for America is doing it face to face. Anybody that's posting it online is an idiot. I'm warning people. I'm not saying this is my plan and this is what we're going to do and this is what we're doing for training, etc. Anybody that's doing anything for real, isn't it doing it from their basement, their attic, their kitchen, their bedroom, their studio, and their YouTube studio? They're out there face to face meeting people and trying to coordinate whatever we possibly can to try to save people's lives. Because so many people, even though they're not awake, they don't deserve what's coming. America falling is going to make every other war we ever even heard about hell on earth, because it's going to be American against American, because we have been under social engineering for as long as I can possibly remember, through music, television, vaccines, medications, chemtrails, fluoride in the water, everything I've been talking about my entire YouTube career. And I started YouTube, if you remember, my second video said, "To my family." My family don't care. They're not going to wake up whatsoever at all. They're good with talk radio and keeping up appearances, what things look like. They don't want to be called crazy. I'm showing you all the documentations. Our president just released troops in the streets. I told you that was coming before it was coming, and now it's here, and it's going to continue on and on and on and on. This is getting completely and totally out of hand, and it's going to get worse, and you need to prepare yourself. If you can't prepare physically, if you can't prepare financially, you've got to prepare mentally. But most of all, you've got to hit your knees and prepare spiritually. Ask God. Fast for just 24 hours. Nothing but water, 24 hours, sundown to sundown. I do it on the Sabbath. And pray to God and ask for answers, ask for directions, ask for guidance, and He will give it to you. And if you're afraid you're going to miss the answer to your prayer, ask Him. Because I say it all the time. I said it one time, "God, I'm going to do something stupid right now. I need you to give me an answer, but don't be subtle. Make it a billboard within one city block." I didn't even go a minute and a half, and there was a black and white sign that said, "You asked for an answer, God," in black and white, and I had a witness. Pray, because they are surrounding us right now, and people don't even think, I don't even know what people are thinking. Other countries are writing about why Trump and the Pentagon have suddenly turned everything inward. They just turned our monstrous military inward. And some of the military damn well know what it is. I knew about this before it hit the papers, and I wasn't sure what they meant by this because everyone was speaking in code. They couldn't put it all out there. You see what I'm saying? Now it all makes sense. Our government's coming for us very, very soon, okay? And the digital ID, people think that we won't take in America. They'll do a 9/11 type event and use illegal aliens where you have to get a digital ID. So be ready for that, okay? For those of you that really stood your ground and did not take the vaccine, like I didn't, and nothing happened to you whatsoever at all, yet you watch people that around you that took the vaccine suffer from strokes, heart conditions, or death, you're going to have to do the same thing with this, and you're going to need resources to do so. At any rate, for now, I think I covered everything. I'm not positive. Stand by. Every foreign news outlet is writing about why Trump is doing this, and they all know exactly why. It is not for the stated reason. It's because they all know that America is falling. It's our turn. It's over. Be ready. Or don't. But you cannot say in any way whatsoever at all that you haven't been warned. But I got to tell you, get off TikTok. And if you've got YouTubers that you follow and trust and they're talking about things in outer space that we need to watch out for, drop them. Biblical cosmology, confusion in Christianity. The reason I push that book, I have no ties to this person other than I'm now a friend with the author because I've gone back and forth with him so many times. But the book lays it out. There is no outer space. The only thing that's coming is from another dimension, and it's coming sooner than later. They'll be disguised as aliens. You can't say you weren't warned. Richie from Boston. I'm out.
That's a hell of a video there, Karen. Yeah, some of the stuff I do agree with, and which we've talked about on the channel, that we want, you know, the reason they're putting all the military in all the major cities is potential to, you know, lock them some bitches down. I hope not. I'm hoping that's not what's going on. But yeah, I mean, you know, you can do the best you can. There's some people don't want to get help, just like the little video I showed at the beginning with the little dude who puts the board across the, you know, And once he walks across, they kick the board and they just want to fall off the cliff, and that's what they want to do. And there's some people that are like that. I mean, you can do the best you can and try to help people see until they're ready to see. They're not going to. Yeah, there's a bunch of people ready to. There's so many people. I've heard people talk. I've heard, listen, like personally, and I've listened to other podcasts and everything. There's so many people are ready to turn around and go, yeah, this is what we need. This is great with the military in the cities. This is and because of that's what they're using. Potentially could be using because the cities are gone so far down. And I don't know, put a little tinfoil hat on top of my head and going away. Maybe this all was part of the plan. We turn around and drop it if you're in the consents of left wings, right wings, same fucking bird, then we can turn around and go, well, maybe this was a plan. They turn around and run the police down, cut budgets, everything else, let the cities go so far down to where you need the drastic help. Now we send military in to do the drastic help, and while the military's in, we'll just lock these some bitches down. The potential is there. I do believe Operation Bluebeam or a various form of that is coming. They keep talking about the damn comet or whatever it is, 3-eye atlas. You turn around, they're going to use it for something because there's too much crazy stuff they keep saying on that. I think it's going to be part of the blue beam offshoot. If it isn't absolute blue beam, or it's going to be the potential, some kind of variance of blue beam, because they keep turning out that 3-eye atlas. They said it was nuclear power. They said now we got remote viewers saying that there's draconian lizard people on it. Yeah, Matt's out. It gets crazier every day. Mike Strange makes me laugh when he talks about it, because he's just that's why I had to tag him in that video in Discord earlier, that clip that I shared earlier. It was like it's just one thing after another. Well, one thing is this, and then there's a whole bunch of them in here. Like there's 6 of them, 6 different mass stones outside. And then now there's video footage of them talking about, well, we're about to have an actual person, outside, on the moon for the first time. And what? There's footage of that going on. And we showed it in let's see, I got it. We showed it on the last show. I don't know where I put it at though. That's not it. That's not it. Yeah, that this fake alien invasion. But the thing about it is that you think about now, is we have the technology for sure now. We've seen it. We've all seen the drones shows and stuff like that. They have the technology, absolute, which they had it 20 years ago. I remember when they first 9/11, and there was big conspiracy theories that the planes that hit at least one of them that hit the Twin Towers wasn't a plane. It was it was a missile, and they put cover. They cloaked it and made it look like that. And I'm like, man, that's crazy. There's no damn way. But now seeing what the technology we have nowadays, that potential is there. Like, hey, maybe they did have that kind of technology. I thought I had it. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago. I don't know. And I said, I don't know if it's going to be absolute Project Bluebeam, where they want to use, and bring it down to where all the, that for the ones that don't know what Project Bluebeam, you're going to have the entities come down, and you're going to have like Jesus and Muhammad and Buddha and all of them you're going to see them in the sky, and they're going to merge into one. So before they can help bring in one world religion and stuff like that. It's wild to see, wild to think about. Dustin, hell yeah. They Live might be a documentary. We talk about Idiocracy as a documentary. Hell, we might mess around. They Live might be a documentary of what we're going to have to go through. Yeah, I don't know where that footage is. What I'm talking about. Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say. I wouldn't surprise they'd sit there and turn around and have a James have a fake alien invasion. They keep talking about it. They keep doing it, and not talking about illegal aliens either. We're talking, you know, little green people potentially. They're going to use it. Um, which y'all heard me say 100 times. I think they show what they want to do. The powers that be. We know Hollywood is run. The propaganda is the propaganda wing of the elite. We know that. The ones that know, because you watch all the old propaganda from even Disney movies, and um, even Donald Duck. We've showed the video of Donald Duck. Um, hailing Hitler and stuff. It's they're going to use it. They've used all this stuff for so many years, and I think some of these movies that we've seen, the Hunger Games, and maybe even the Purge. I see that in the chat. I mean, could be potentially leaks of what they're going to do. Absolute. I personally believe that. I think if you will be able to grab like all this part from this movie here, this part from this movie here, this part from this one over here, I think they're going to take pieces of it, of all of them, a whole bunch of them, and put it all in one. And that's what they're going to do. They left bits of truth everywhere for us to find. And it's like one of them things where you can't just actually tell the truth, all the way the truth, but they're going to sit there and they're going to give us the truth. I thought I had something right here, but I don't know where I put it. It's somewhere floating around. A lot of the alien abductions were our own military. That one down in South America was talking about they had it on. I did it. I think I even did a video on it on my shorts. I've done so many videos and I've looked up so much stuff. I got so much stuff waiting for me just to record, get time to record it all. There's that one down in Chile, I think it was, and the girl got able to get away, but it was one of the things had American voice, the other one had a like a local voice. So it's like they were working together, and they're using populace to try all kinds of new technology and use new tech. Why are they doing it? And he's saying, Ricky, that's crazy. That's insane. Okay. It might be insane, but it's not because they haven't freaking done it. They have done. Let's see. I got it right here. I hope I didn't delete it. Yeah, like in the 50s, the Hulk rebellion in the Philippines. They actually killed people because there was a local folklore of a aswang, of a blood-sucking, shape-shifting monster, and they would actually turn around and they would stab holes into people's necks and hang them upside down, and so they make it look like vampires attacked them. It's let me see my do. Let me pull up my shorts because I got so much. I got videos. I don't know if they come out yet or not. That's often. Let's see. Where's that? Oh yeah, Operation Wandering Soul. As on Vietnam, they were sitting there playing music of people act like they're ghosts and just to haunt people. They've done it over and over again. If you look back in all these declassified operations they've done, and if you just want to dig into MK Ultra alone, and they had over 122 different sub parts of MK Ultra. At least that's what we even have a consideration of, because so much of it got destroyed because they covered it up. They've done some evil stuff to the people. And for anybody to think, well, that's when they did it back then, they wouldn't do it again. I'm sorry to tell you. You might be living in a la fairy tale land. X-Files probably will. A lot of stuff on X-Files will tell you on that, LJ. And did you know there's actual, it was actual X-Files. Oops, wrong one. It just got declassified. It's pretty recent. That's not what I want to do. The SM-X Security Matter X was used in the FBI in the mid 20th century for investigating unusual anomalous phenomena. So there was actually X-Files division of the FBI, which part of it put in the Maury Island incident and the Summer of Saucers back in '47. I've been digging into some woo-woo stuff. Sure have not, Karen. I had to check it out though. Imagination Podcast. I had to check that out. Let me I don't like Grok Studio because I can't click on crap. I can't. Whatever. Imagination Podcast. I got pulled up, so I'll sure check it out, Karen. But yeah, I've done a few videos. If you go through my videos on my channel, I've done a few on MK Ultra. If I'm a CIA asset, they need to freaking pay me. I need to get paid. Which I could get paid, I guess, if I wanted to start, what is it? They're getting paid $7,000 to push Israeli propaganda. So I don't know if I start saying a bunch of stuff pro Israel and just completely flip the script where I'm one-sided completely, I'm getting paid. I was playing. I ain't gonna do all that. I'm gonna be honest and be truthful. At the end of the day, I gotta remember my conscience. What did Karen post there now? Oh, that's his podcast. Yeah, I'll check it out because I've been bunch of projects and MK Ultras and sounds good. I'm down with it, Jason. I have to dig out some of more of my notes, but I got a bunch on it. Yeah, they give me 30 pieces of silver I'm gonna need to nah, I'm good. I don't need that. I'll survive without it. I'll keep on spinning truth. Do the best I can to spread truth. I'm not right all the time. There's no doubt. I don't know everything. I'm learning. That's why I try to read and bring more people and intermingle with more smart people that's even smarter than me. Yeah, I have to check that out. Curious now. Curious. Appreciate you, LJ. See where we're at. Yeah, we might just that's a good saying. Everything we hear is opinion, not a fact. Everything we are shown is perception. You know, it's like our freaking our history books when we were in school. Hell, it was all just opinion. Really, it's been pretty much proven. All of our shit that we learned in history was wrong. Between Columbus and 1492 being the first ones over here, which I saw an interesting video on that the other day talking about Columbus. The reason they knew because there was the Phoenicians had already been over here, and the Phoenicians were after it was actually the Jews, and it was crazy, a little crazy stuff, but it was interesting. But hell, it's we talked enough negative stuff. Let's hit the feel good stuff. I'm ready for some feel good stuff. This one here is a video. There was a viral video. His mama begging her son to come home, and it's pretty cool at the end.
Bro, if I were his dad, I would be just chilling right there, bro.
Cut that music off, or they gonna pop me on that music. But he comes on in a second, starts talking. I'll put it back up.
It's coming up on a year of sobriety. My life has gotten so much different and so much better since that video went viral, and I believe I'm truly blessed. Thank you for everyone that supported my family.
So yeah, that young man actually got clean. Guy actually got help, so that's good. Yeah, James. This broadcast is for only entertainment purposes only. That's like it says in the description there. This is for fun.
You're the light, you're the night, you're the
They put these damn songs on there, but it's pretty. I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, it walks around and drops stuffed animals, and when the kids try to give it back, he lets them have it. That little girl was like, "Oh, what about me?" Oh, he swapped to do the big one. Yeah, it is. Yeah, Jason, we'll figure out a day, and guess y'all. I wish I'd been there. Speaking of flowers, I wish I'd been there for my mom when my daughter got married, and they had all the flowers left over, and they were sitting there, and I had a big thing, and I turned around. It was like midnight, so I got up to my parents' driveway, and I cut my headlights off, and I got just barely on the driveway. Then I ran across the yard, broke my leg, tripping on flower gardens and crap, and got up there. Of course, once I got all the way up on the porch is when the light came on, but it was a flower thing about that big, probably that tall, if y'all could, and I just sit on the porch and left. Didn't say anything. Didn't knock on the door, nothing. So when my dad came out the next morning, Dad said, he's like, "Well, this is for you." And Mom came out and of course freaked out. So she's standing on them flowers. So she figured out who she come for, but yeah, I wish I could have been there to seen it. It'd have been pretty cool. Little fly on the wall, I guess. But I know it made her day, kind of deal. She just had knee surgery, so she needed something to kind of pep her up. It'd be a pretty cool neighbor. Back when I drank and stuff, it'd be a pretty cool neighbor.
Ian.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm your neighbor. Open your door, brother.
I'm not home. I'll be home in like 10 minutes.
Oh, who's all these cars out front? I thought you were home.
Oh, yeah. I have people there with me right now, but I'll be home in like 10 minutes.
Yo, brother, I'm bringing a bottle of whiskey over. We're gonna figure this out, right?
Right.
Where you at?
I'm at the grocery store.
Get home, brother.
All right.
We're gonna drink this stuff.
I'll be home soon.
We're drinking.
Right.
All right. I'll see you in a few minutes, right?
All right. See you.
All right. See you then.
Yeah, I think Mom's her cats actually ate some of it too. So they didn't get sick, thank God. I hate to hear that. Yeah, there's certain flowers and stuff. Cats can't deal with. You do have to be careful. I gave Mom a bonsai tree years ago, and the cats ate it. We had built a shelf inside the kitchen in there, so like it was sitting on the kitchen window. So when she looked out, and yeah, the cats ruined that bonsai tree. Sad. It says Sora, but still, it's funny. I thought this was a pretty good one here. Said the crowd understood the assignment here, so it's. Oops. Thought that was pretty cool. All the crowd cheered for the kid. Let me put this big because this is crazy looking. This is money. Thousands of dollars. But yeah, check this out.
Let's go. It's gonna be shy.
You'd like to have that table right there. Yeah, the ones in the background pretty amazing, but yeah, that right there, like how they did the lighting and everything. So the dog was missing for a few weeks, and he came home, and the cat missed him. Says daddy came back from a 10. It doesn't say daddy, but that's what it is. Daddy came back from a 10-day vacation, and Kitty don't want him. That'd be Shadow on me. No.
Okay. Okay. Can you let go? There we go. There we go. Jeez.
That'd be Shadow or Miss Kitty with me, especially Miss Kitty. She'd get right on my damn face and put her paws around my neck. Another kitty. Says a rescue. This is the first time that the kitty actually got her in her lap from being rescued. With enough love, time heals all. My mom and dad's dog. I've told this story on here before, but for the ones that hadn't heard it, I was at work one day, and a truck driver came up to me and told me about this dog back here. is in a crate, and by the side of the road. So we went back over there and looked at it. He's like, I would take it home, but it don't have a door on it. And he's like, I don't know if the dog's mean, but she wouldn't come out of that crate. She was scared to death. So I drove back there with my truck and I looked at it and I'm like, okay. So I grabbed the crate, turned it sideways so she couldn't come out, and I set it back in my truck. And then I turned around and I drove to my parents' house. That morning I was working nights, and that morning I come to my parents' house and I set her in my parents' backyard, and I text my mom. I was like, hey, by the way, you have a dog in your backyard. So she goes in the backyard and looks, and she, of course, she wouldn't come out and everything. And I finally got her to get out of the crate, and I got her out. And she went from being scared of everybody to within that week, she was living in the house with mom and dad, and now that's their baby now. That she's, I found out later on from one of the guys at work that was working during the day, somebody had actually left the door closed and threw her out with no water, no nothing. And I don't know what she did to him to make her do that. She's a sweet dog. She barks at everybody that comes in the house. She does that. But I don't know. It's crazy. But that's mom and dad's baby now. So I rescued for them. Like this one here, puppy. Puppy had to do a test here. He wasn't going to trust this thing by himself. Appreciate you, Denver. Thanks for being here and thanks for coming. I was like, we ain't got much longer. I got a couple more videos and then we're gonna call it a day too. So appreciate you being here. Glad you enjoyed it. It's on the title. It says there's some things money can't buy, and it's kind of like a reminder, like, you know, it's the little things in life. It ain't, you know, you can have big things. Yeah, cut all that off. You know, it's not it's the little things in life, you know. You can be happy. That's why you see, it seems like, yeah, he's so happy to get that cake. Like it made his day to get that cake. You know, it's like, it's funny how, you know, they say, you know, money can't buy happiness, you know, and you see so many people with a whole lot of money and they're upset and they're miserable. And he's like one thing, I like to give it a try, you know, but it's like remember the small stuff. We need to do the small stuff. Remember that. This is pretty cool. This bird was frozen to his pole and he actually saved it. I don't want to think about how cold it is. That bird's going to sit there and will get frozen to the damn pole. I know it's coming. Appreciate you, Jason. Yeah, you can see the bird calm down. He realized what he's trying to do. I'm probably gonna get popped for all this music, but I had to edit a whole bunch of crud out. It sucks on YouTube editing, dude, on there, because you gotta do, like, if you got multiple sections, you gotta edit out. You gotta edit one at a time. It takes forever. YouTube's so slow about updating it. Pain in the butt. What we got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I got a few videos. I didn't realize I had that many. Some of these, if you were on Nights of the Storm Saturday, I'll get to see them again. But if not, it'll be the first time. Who wants to babysit a sloth? Look how slow that thing's moving. It slowly comes around. That's so wild. It's so wild how them sloths they move so slow, but they still survive. It's crazy. You would think like something would happen to them. Like there's no way they could survive, but it says the perfect job never mind, exist. And his cat here goes to school.
This is Oscar, a cat who doesn't just live on campus. He attends class like a real student. He walks in slowly every morning, takes his seat right in the front row. He's been learning here for 5 years, and to the students, he's known as Senior Cat. Every day he follows the crowd, sits through lectures, listens carefully. Well, at least until his eyes start to droop. He never has to take exams, so he just closes his eyes and drifts off into a peaceful nap. When class ends, the teacher gently wakes him up, like he's one of the students. Then he remembers, oh no, I still have programming class. So off he runs to the next classroom. He listens to all those confusing codes. And though his head feels heavy, he never skips. He stays till the very end. The teacher even praises his dedication and promises to tutor him personally. After class, he heads to the elevator. The moment people see him, they step aside. He doesn't even press the button. One glance, and someone does it for him. At the water dispenser, just a few soft meows, and a kind student brings him tea. Then it's off to the cafeteria. A few more meows, and food arrives like magic. 2 big bowls. Gotta refuel for the afternoon classes. Oscar starts walking in circles. Wait a second, wrong classroom? He checks the schedule. Oh no, it's music class. He eventually finds it, but he's 30 minutes late. The teacher kindly asks him to leave. So Oscar sits in the hallway, thinking deeply. I must never be late again, he promises himself. But how did a cat like this end up in school? Turns out, his owner was once a student here. Oscar followed him to class. But after graduation, his owner left, and Oscar was alone. The students love him, the teachers adore him, and now, Oscar isn't just a student. He's the mascot of the university. They even built him a dorm, so he'd never have to wander again. Oscar, the cat who never stopped learning, the cat who just might graduate one day.
And the cats and dogs doing drug deals. I know it's AI, but still funny. I know. Here we go. Now I'm on the video that I showed on Nights of the Storm. If you haven't seen that show, y'all go back and check out Nights of the Storm on Rumble. I know I'll get somebody to drop it in the links. Here's the dog with the bear. Oh. I'll show this one here.
Hold on.
Huh?
Yeah, no problem, Jason. Yeah, I appreciate y'all coming on. Got 3 hours in on the podcast, so that's pretty good. So covered a little bunch of topics. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Make sure y'all like and share and subscribe if you're not, especially Mr. Lurkers out there, Mrs. Lurkers. I appreciate y'all lurking. Hit that little like and hit that share. Subscribe too. I know the link's been dropped already for the bonfire, for shirts and stuff like that. You can pick up one of these lovely shirts like this one here. There's Memphis shirts with the blues, barbecue, and domestic violence. Or there's a bunch of A.I.P shirts and coffee cups and all kinds of stuff where you can choose from. Even a yard flag if you really want to get fancy. So, like I said, as always, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody who's stuck it through and been here for pretty much the whole 3 hours. You know, Karen and Jason, they were over there with Angry Tiger before. And then they came, as soon as he was done, they came over here. So I appreciate that for sure. And appreciate Wally's World been here to the whole time. And you got Monique and Indy and Curious Georgia joined us. Temple of the Owl, Mr. Matt Sal himself. Let's see. Let me go through here. I'll do a shout out to everybody before we get out of here. Course Sweets. I did say Monique. Monique was here. If I didn't say Indy, Conspiracy Queen, Mark Woke. Y'all were chatting up really good on the YouTube. Looked like y'all having a good conversation. And Willie's Desert Hangout, Mr. Willie. If y'all need a channel just to chill out and hang out and listen to some music and just chat, he's got a good one. Wally's World 420. He always have all kinds of cool content. He just he's posted where he's got all his whole front yard is decorated for Halloween. I don't think he could put anything else on there. He is decked out ready. Tate was here today. I'm to ask Tate, see if he got his coffee mug now. Dave's Waffle House is lurking in the background. For sure, check him out. South Cedar Paranormal. Mr. James. We got Karen Carpenter. Jason Barker, Knights of the Storm. We got Hiker Emoji. Incognito still. I don't know if you're ever going to get your old name back. I don't know. Denver. It's already left, but I appreciate it's cool. Like every week we got new people and Dustin. Let's see, we got Dustin. LJ was here. Let's see what else. I'll do. Scroll. Raz. Can't forget Raz. Raz 23 was here on the Rumble. Make sure I'm all gone this far. Let me make sure I ain't forgetting nobody. But I appreciate that. Mr. James, the paranormal expert of troubled minds. He is an expert in the paranormal. Oh, cool, Tate. That's cool. I hope you like it. I hadn't seen nobody get any of those yet, so that's cool. Like I said, as always, man, I appreciate everybody. I really do. It's an honor to do this. It's been a fun journey. I'm lucky I get to go to other people's shows and come talk. And like I said last week, because of this podcast, I get to be a fight promotion asked me to be a full-time commentator for them, so I get to do that. And partly because of the podcast, so that's pretty cool. But we're not stopping doing this. I've spent too much damn money to stop. We'll keep on keeping on. I'm gonna keep on growing and see what I can do and keep trying to improve how I do things. And any ideas or anything like that, links in the description. You can email me or whatever. Drop a comment. But much love to everybody. Nice, Tate. That's cool. It looked like it was one of them thick coffee cups, so it looked like it was a good one. No doubt, Monique. But as always, y'all keep on keeping on, and a piece in the chicken grease. Like I said, much love and appreciate y'all.
Keep on, keep it on, baby.